Okay, so Dumbo, it's either see it, wait for it, or pass it. 3, 2, 1,
Wait
pass
for it.
What I will say, even though I felt however I felt about the film, that it dawned on me at one point in the film when I looked over to my right and I saw a family and there was a bunch of little kids that were laughing and giggling at all the times that Dumbo was on screen. And I think it was at that moment when I saw those kids laughing and giggling, I was like, maybe this movie's not for me. Dumbo. We all know the story. This is the adaptation of the animated film. I don't think this is really going to replace the animated film for anybody. It's an okay film. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. There are some cool moments. It's not that it was bad. I didn't think it was bad. It's just that it's never really soared for me. There are some cool moments, but it never really took off. Pun intended. But we all know Dumbo, the flying elephant. He gets born into a circus, and then he goes through the life of being a circus animal that becomes super famous because he can fly. So, Sam, what are some things about Dumbo that you did like?
I like Dumbo. Dumbo was very fun. I mean, every time Dumbo was on the screen, he was very enjoyable to watch. And I think the adaptation from the original Dumbo to this one are just very different movies. They don't align well. Does that make sense? Like,
I guess. I don't think I've ever seen the original Dumbo, to be honest.
I have. Like, I've seen the original Dumbo, and it's very much Dumbo. Like, the story is Dumbo, but this story was not about Dumbo. This story was about the children.
That's true. I guess that's a good way of looking at it. It is about Colin Farrell and his kids.
Yeah, like, I don't really think that... I think that if you're going into this movie expecting that Dumbo is going to be the main event of the movie, it's going to be a disappointment because that's not really what this movie is about. And it's a hit by hit by hit of sadness.
It does get pretty sad.
It gets very sad, but it's not even like in the beginning it's sad, and then it's the beginning, the middle, and the ending. It's just a sad film. It's not a happy-go-lucky Disney movie. It's this poor elephant is different. People don't accept him, and even at the end, people don't accept him. It's just he's just a person. He's just an elephant to laugh at.
Actually, now that you say it, yeah, he never really is accepted outside of the circus folk. I think that's kind of maybe a little bit of the point, a little bit. But yeah, you're right. He's never really accepted by.
He's never accepted by the community outside of the circus, outside of the people that save him at the end.
Yeah. Dumbo flying was pretty cool, but Dumbo flies three times. 3 times. I believe it's 3 times in 3 circus acts in a 2-hour film. But anyways, I mean, that's pretty much my feelings. It's an okay film. Some of the acting's really zany. Not sure what some of the actors were trying to do. There's some accents in this film. I'm like, what are you doing?
The accents were weird.
Why do you sound like that?
Some of the acting was very put off. Like, it just didn't make sense. Like, it just was totally bizarre.
Yeah.
It was a little bizarre. Like, for a Tim Burton movie, like, you expect bizarre, but this was like a bizarre in the wrong way.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I will say the special effects also from time to time took me out of it. The special effects on Dumbo were great, but I felt like the other special effects that created like what we call in the film world set extensions. So what they'll do is they'll film actors on a set, and then the backgrounds behind them will be extensions that are digitally created. And there's like a lot of scenes that felt very, very fake that took me out of the film. What I will say about some of the other acting, though, I actually did like Colin Farrell and Eva Green.
See, I wasn't a fan of Colin Farrell. Eva Green was great, and the kids were decent, but I didn't think Colin Farrell was exceptional. I've seen him in better stuff.
He's turned into he's always been a great actor, but he's really turned it around the last couple of years. He played kind of, I didn't mind it. He kind of plays, in the beginning, he plays kind of like a jerk dad a little bit. It's kind of like the overbearing father who leaned on his wife to raise the kids, and he doesn't know how to interact with them when he comes back. Essentially, he comes back from the war, and then he starts interacting with his kids, and his interactions with his kids is kind of off-putting because he doesn't really know how to really raise them or talk to them because his wife's always done it. And then I didn't mind his arc. His arc is eventually to turn around and,
be a great father
and be a good dad. And I liked that sort of turn. I guess it's another aspect of the film that it was okay, but even that subplot of the film never soared. Never took flight.
Yeah, okay, you gotta stop with the puns. No, I mean, I think, well, let's focus on the good qualities. Like, the good qualities was that, you know, Dumbo was exceptional. The story between Dumbo and his mother was very heartwarming and loving, and you really got to feel for, you know, poor little Dumbo, but he just never got the success that he needed to, or the acceptance with the people of the community or of the people going to the circus that you would have hoped to see in a Dumbo movie. I mean, it's been a very long time since I've seen Dumbo, so maybe it's a little bit different than I remember or I'm recalling, as, you know, not seeing it in, 20 years? Dumbo is heartwarming. The kids' story really aligned with Dumbo because they both lost their mother and they're trying to save an elephant from, you know, reconciling with his mother or from finding his mother again. And that's very heartwarming. So, like, the kids' story with Dumbo is, you know, exceptional, but Dumbo himself is not in the film as much as you would have hoped.
Yeah, and that's essentially what the main story boils down to, is that the kids want Dumbo to be a successful circus act so they can raise enough money to get his mother back, so they can reunite Dumbo and his mother. And so during that push to get Dumbo to be super famous, you know, Dumbo does become super famous, another circus comes in, oh, we need to make him even a bigger star. And then there's other stuff that happens. The things that I really liked about the film, I did like Dumbo. Dumbo the elephant was great. I did like the acts when he was flying. I was genuinely excited when Dumbo was doing his acts, and we were getting those moments of, like, the realization and everyone could see what he was doing. It's just those moments were too far between one another for me to truly get wowed by the film. I'm wondering how different the live action movie is from the animated movie. From what I've heard people talk about the animated one, that Dumbo doesn't reunite with his mother. And I want to know if that's something that they've changed with the live action one. So
I don't remember his mother ever being in it at all.
She's at the beginning, I think, is essentially the same, where Dumbo gets separated from the mother. And I think
Been
the
a
rest
very
of the
long
movie,
time.
I think the rest of the movie he's just on his own. But yeah, I mean, those are just the kind of the things that I liked and was sort of off-put by with Dumbo. Elephant was great. Acting was okay. Some of the acting was kind of, like, bizarre.
Overall, it was a good film. It's not going to be for everybody. If you don't know the film of Dumbo, I don't think it's not going to resonate you with the same way as if you grew up watching the film. I think it's just going to be different. It's definitely a different adaptation from Dumbo than the original. This is Tim Burton's adaptation, and it's not the same, and it's not going to be the same Dumbo that you grew up with.
Yeah, what I will say is that I think it's might be a fine family film. If kids want to see it, they might be excited, but this isn't going to be a live action film that's going to be replacing the animated film for anybody. If anybody holds the animated film in high regards, I don't think this is going to be one that's going to be, anyone's going to be having any arguments about saying, yeah, the live action one's better. Because I've had those arguments about the Jungle Book, where I love the live action Jungle Book, and I think a lot of people do. Dumbo's just not up there with that. It's an okay film. So with that, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. That's it for us. Dumbo was an okay film. We also saw Shazam. We saw an early screening of that, so that is on our channel. So you can check out our thoughts on Shazam if you'd like to. And then
we have the Pet Cemetery coming up. Like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, Pet Cemetery next week. Is Shazam not next?
Shazam is next week, but we're not seeing it.
Oh, so we got Pet Cemetery and Shazam comes out next week. That's interesting.
Well, we could do a spoiler of Shazam.
Pet Cemetery is going to get... Oh, that's not good.
It's going to what?
Pet Cemetery is probably going to get buried. Pun intended. Ha ha ha.
You're funny. You're so funny.
So, all right. So, Pet Cemetery next week. Shazam, we already got up. And then I think Hellboy comes out the week after. I'm kind of excited for Hellboy. See how that turns out. Love the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies. See how this one is. So, that's it for me. That's it for Sam.
Me. Don't speak for me. Yes, that's it for me.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Check out the other shows that we've got on the channel. Particularly if you're interested in Shazam, check that one out. That's a fun one that we did. All right. See you next time, guys.